Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of Lands of Amazement. In this solo-only 18-card microgame, we play an aspiring amusement park designer. We'll be building up our portfolio by designing smaller parks before taking on a top-tier mega park. Now I went ahead and I got everything set up. You have 3 of these goal cards that are double-sided, and you want to randomly pick a card and a side and place it out. The other 2 can go out of the game. You then want to take the 15 park cards, shuffle them up, deal out 4 face down into a deck, and then put 1 up here on top of the goal card. That is your reserve deck. The other 10 cards you want to deal out into 3 stacks as evenly as possible, and then just flip those stacks face up. Leave some building area here in the middle, and that's it. Setup is done, we're ready to play. For the first 4 rounds of the game, we're going to be trying to use these cards in order to match the designs here on top of the stacks. If we match the pattern exactly, then we can take advantage of the special ability that's written next to it. But we don't have to match it exactly. Let me show you how it works. We're going to flip over the first card, and we have 2 sort of patterns here, or almost think of them as tiles that we can use in order to build out these patterns. I can then draw a second card, and I can either add this to this park that I'm designing here with this card, or I could start a second park if I wanted to. I'm going to add it to this park, and we can only use 1 of the 2 different, patterns that are on the card. For the cards down here, ignore the top parts, and for the cards in these stacks, ignore the bottom. So let's see. For example, I could do something like this. Now, they could go side by side, or I can overlap like this. You can't fully overlap, but I could do something like that. The only requirement is that, the icons here need to be adjacent. They can't just be touching diagonally, so I couldn't do something like that. And you have to sort of maintain the grid. Now, if I did something like this, again, we'd be ignoring those 2 shapes. Those aren't part of the pattern that we're building. And if you look at that, I've essentially created this pattern, but with a little extra. So I didn't nail that pattern exactly, but I did, that pattern is included in what I created. So this is something that I could do. In fact, I think I will. So when this happens, you get to take this card. Because I didn't match it exactly, I don't get to take this special ability. If I did, I would have been able to choose a card from the completed park, which we just completed, and use it to start a new park. So that would have been helpful. But instead, I just take this card along with the cards that I used to make the park and put them in the discard pile. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get as many of these cards from these stacks as we can by creating these patterns. All right, so now we'll start a new park. And this is going to be my last card here. And the cards are not fixed. You're allowed to reassemble things as you draw the card. So it's not like you have to have them fixed in place, but you do need to draw 1 card at a time and designate which park it goes into. Now let's see if I can make something out of this. Can we complete any of these 3? Well, if we do this, can we kind of go like... No. You're not really able to move these things around as much as you might think. Okay, we have that L there. Oh, here we go. If we just do something like this... we have actually nailed that park right there, exactly. Now, the special ability is optional. You don't have to do it. In this case, it says to start a new park with this card. So we can actually just discard these and then start this as a new park. Unfortunately, we don't have any more cards. So when you run out of cards, that's the end of the round. You take any cards that are out here in your building area and you just discard them. And now you're going to look at round 1 here, and you can see it shows a purple icon. We now need to take a card from our discard pile and put it into reserve. at least one card if you can. You can actually do more if you want. So we can only do one that has a purple icon on it. So we could do that one, that one, that one, that one, or that one. So we have a lot of choices here. This one we cannot add. Now, in making a decision of what to add to your reserve, here's what you need to know. After the 4 rounds, we're going to have a 5th round where we take all the cards that are in our reserve and we try to make this mega park that's outlined here on our goal card. In this case, it's the Dreamland Coasters. We're going to try to make this pattern as identical as we can. Not only that, but we need to have these icons exposed in that pattern. So we're going to need at least 4 purple at the end. We're going to need at least 2 red, 2 yellow, 1 green, and 1 blue. If we don't, we'll gain points, and points in this game are bad. And since we're going to need so much purple, I think getting like a big purple here is not a bad idea. The only problem I see is this L shape is not super useful. I also don't think that shape's very useful. I'm going to go with this card. And for now, that's it. I'm just going to put 1 card. I could put more in if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So the rest of these just go over to the discard pile. We take our remaining discard pile, shuffle it. That's going to be our new deck. And then we move down our reserve so that it's covering round 1 to show that we're now in round 2. And that's it. We just go again. So we'll take out this card. We'll do our next card. And I feel like we can make this if we just get the right thing, which we didn't. Oh, yeah, we did. We can use that. So there we go. We got the V there, the 2 going up there. We've hit that exactly. And again, the optional special ability for hitting it exactly is we can reserve this card. Sure, let's do it. So we'll take that, we'll put it in the reserve. Whoops. And these will go into the discard. And let's build our next park. Ooh, so that works great with that one. So what else do we need? We would need like 1 here and 1 there. Almost get that. I mean, I could go like that. And then we'd have a little bit extra. Yeah, I'm good with that. So we didn't get it exactly, so we can't do the special ability, but we get the card. And then we just have 1 left, which we won't be able to do anything with. So that'll just go in here. And now we can put in reserve. In fact, we must put 1 if we can. Something with red. And so we have 2 things with red. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of that piece. I think I'll go with this one. We'll put that in. And that'll be it. So we go down to round 3. As you can see, this moves quickly until you have to make shapes. All right, well, this L works well for that. If we could just... can't quite do that, can we? Close, but no cigar. How are we doing over here? Can we get this working? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing a way. That's going to be the trouble with this game. There probably is a way, but I'm not seeing it. I'm sure there'll be many comments like, oh, you could have just done this or that. And it's like, yep, I bet you I could have. Oh, here. This game messes with my mind. It's really hard to figure this stuff out for me. But here, look, we did it with a little bit extra, but that's fine. We got it. So I think that's a win. And again, we have like 3 cards here, so let's see if we can't hit one exactly. Okay, once again, this is just perfect for that kind of shape. So it seems like we should be able to just do that. Yes. Bam. Got that H shape exactly. The special ability says swap the top card of the deck with any card in the discard. Well, that's not going to be very useful, I don't think. So we'll just grab that card. We don't need to do that. And then when this one card, we won't be able to do anything. So it goes into the discard. And now we have 2 colors that we could choose from. So any card with any amount of green or any card with any amount of yellow we can use. So we could use those. Yellow. Yeah. Okay, so basically any card but that one we could put in. We do need some yellow. And we did get one card in there that had blue and green on it. So we need some more green or some more blue. So I think maybe one of these cards would be helpful. And I like this long line here. That seems like that would be really useful for this shape. So I'm going to go ahead and double up. Maybe that's a mistake. Because you do have to use all the cards that you put in there. So you don't want to put too many in. Last round. I should probably mention now that I'm really bad at this game, so don't take any advice that I give seriously. Now, unfortunately, we only have 2 stacks now. So we should have probably not done that. Ooh, I like this card. I want to put that card in there. Let's see here. With this L... that's not going to work. But if we're over here with this L... Oh, this should work out perfectly, right? I should be able to make this work. But I think it's kind of like just the wrong... Because the rest of the card gets in the way. So you don't have like full movement as if these were like actual tiles. So it's a little trickier than you might think. See, I kind of want it like that. But I also can't put this on top. I don't think I can get one of these just from this. So I'm gonna draw another card. So this is all one park. Let's try to get this exactly. I basically just need a straight line at the bottom here. So if I could just get like... Oh yeah, there we go. Just like that. Exact match there. That's awesome. The special ability on this one is to discard the topmost reserved card, then reserve this card. Do I want to do that? No, I don't think I want to do that. So I'm going to just discard those. I have 2 more cards here, so let's see if I can make one more match. And then come in under here. Does that work? Oh no, this has to be one more over. But if I go like that, I don't quite make it. So we're close. All right, if I'm able to make this shape, I'm not quite seeing it. Now I could do that. So then I need one above it and one to the side. Like that. Okay. Yeah, there we go. We go doot, doot, doot. One up there and one up there. And then we just have those 2 extra. So we've completed it, but not exactly. And that's it. We are now done. So we can add purple or blue. So not that one. Not that one. That has blue. That has blue and purple. Purple, purple. Now I'm starting to wonder, I think I might have made a mistake. I don't know if I have anything with red in there. I might have forgotten to put anything with red in there. There is a little bit of a memory aspect going on here. I feel like I want this card in And how many cards is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's enough. So I'm just going to get rid of those. So now we can get rid of our discard pile. We can get rid of these. We had 2 of these left over. I'm really worried that none of the cards in here have any red on them. But now we get to the final round where we're going to take our reserve cards, use them all to try to make this pattern and include at least this number of all of those icons. And for this one, we don't have to draw the cards one at a time. Oh, there's some red right there. Okay, perfect. We can actually just... Oh, we got red there too. Oh, I was worrying for nothing. We can spread them out and just start messing with them and trying to get this. Now, this part can take a while, so I'm going to try to figure this out. I'm going to try to do this without taking too long, but I might have to fast forward through this, so it's not half an hour of me, messing with these things. Okay, we need this red, and it is a V shape. So what if we have that red is that little V there, and then we could even have this yellow. Yep, we could have this yellow as sort of that V. So that's that part done, and gives us lots of room to build over there. So that's not a bad start. We need a lot of purple, so we would have to actually use both of these purple. So this is a 2 right there. If I use the 2 and just put it right there beside it, again, things can overlap, but they don't have to. You can just put them right next to them. So that would be that middle part. Now I just need to build out this 4x2 area. It would have to include this purple, but it doesn't have to include all of the purple. Ooh, the problem is, okay, maybe if it was down here. And then what do we need? We need green and blue. And cover that part. So now we just have those 2 in there. We got this green here. Oh. But that's not going to work. That's going to cover everything up. Because the other thing I could do is put this like that. I have too many cards is the problem. Like, I don't need all these cards. But if I were to put that like that, oh, okay. So if I went like this, and then went like that, it's a little messy, but that actually would do it. Except I have an extra card. And you have to use all the cards. But I think that's actually perfect. Yep, so that would be actually a perfect score right now. Pretend this card doesn't exist. That's a perfect score. Oh, no, it's not, because I don't have green. So because I was missing green, I would lose a point. But other than that, it would be perfect. So we're close. We want to use this green if at all possible. Maybe that green is a better fit in the middle there. Okay, I was afraid this was going to happen, but you're going to have to bear with me. Okay, that's pretty good. We now just need these 3 spots, and we have these 2 cards to do it. I could do that. Oh, and that would be perfect. That would be a score of 0, because that matches all of these, and there's no extra. Everything is filled up, and it's perfect. So now I just need to add this card to this somehow. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, there's no green. Oh, if I just go like this... Again, there's no green, but that's just missing 1 green. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. That's perfect, except for we're missing that 1 green. But I think that's probably the best that we can do. Let's talk about how the scoring works. So again, points are bad. So what would happen here is that we would get 2 points for each empty square in the plan that is not filled with an icon. So if we had, if we put it together and we were missing one of these squares, we'd lose 2 points. That's really bad. But here we've got everything perfectly filled out. That's 0 points. It's +1 point for each icon in your park that is not in the plan. But once again, this one doesn't count. It almost looks like it's part of it, but it's just this. So we have no extra. We matched the plan exactly, so that's really good. And then it's +1 point for each icon in the portfolio that is missing from your park. We needed 4 purple, and we have it. At least 2 red, which we have. At least 2 yellow. And at least 1 blue. We have all of that except for the 1 green. So we're going to lose 1 point. And then that's going to be our final score. And that's a fantastic score because 0 would be a visionary score, but then the next one is 1 to 2, that's imaginative designer. 3 to 5 is capable planner, and then anything 6 or above, that's a failure. So we got imaginative designer. Now you can play an expert mode level where you would additionally get 1 point for each remaining card in the stacks at the end of the game. We had 2 cards remaining in the stacks, so that would have been an extra 2 points, so that would have been a 3 point if we were playing on expert mode. And there you have it. That is a complete game of Lands of Amazement. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.